Tomorrow, there's a naval exercise that's going to start in kind of my old neighborhood when I was a kid, or a young man, a young naval officer. The North Arabian Sea, Northern Indian Ocean, Gulf of Oman. You're going to have the Chinese Communist Party Navy, the Russian Navy, and guess what? The Persian Navy, all working together on joint exercises. Over the weekend, Newsweek magazine did quite frankly, I thought a pretty smart piece. Drudge picked it up as the Mac Daddy, if we can put the Mac Daddy up for a second, about the Caribbean, something we've had people on here for years. The Committee on the Present Danger of China, our naval experts, Captain Fennell, of course, Frank Gaffney and the team. Look at that right there. Is going to turn the Caribbean into a lake, okay? I want to bring in Cleo Paskal right now. Cleo Paskal joins us. Cleo, you're a naval expert, naval strategist, geostrategist. You talk a lot about Pacific, but I want to take you to the Caribbean and then back through the Panama Canal. What is our risk? This is why President Trump, on his idea of hemispheric defense, is maniacally focused on the Panama Canal. It was Secretary of State Rubio didn't go to London, didn't go to Berlin, didn't go to Paris or Rome or Geneva or to Moscow or Beijing. He went to Panama to check out that canal, and we know that Larry Fink and his team at BlackRock ended up buying it from Hutchison Whampoa, at least the operation of the canal itself. Now, hey, is that great? It's not the greatest, but at least it's marginally better than having the Chinese Communist Party controlled through Hutchison Whampoa. Your thoughts, ma'am, on the Chinese and the strategic thinking that took to turn the Caribbean into a Chinese. I mean, this is so far more advanced than what the Russians try to do in Cuba in the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's almost shocking because it's much more thorough and fundamental. And then you understand the value of the Panama Canal, particularly to cut off the Chinese Navy from the three island chains, from coming in and taking away the Pacific as the great natural barrier. Cleo Paskal, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yeah. So one of the things that you see, the way that they get in is through this commercial front, right? So they say we're here for economic development. A lot of these places really do need economic development, but it always has this strategic element to it. So we're going to help you build a port, but the port just happens to have specs that are very helpful for PLA Navy operations, for example. But the third part, which is also always there, is criminal activity. So they're smuggling things in through the port. They're buying off the local customs guys, and they might think that they're just doing it for drugs, even though the drugs are incredibly socially destructive on their own. But we also don't know what else they're smuggling in. And a lot of this comes in through the rubric, under the rubric of the Belt and Road Initiative, the BRI, which to me stands for the Bribery and Repression Initiative, because what they're actually exporting is a system of operations. So this bribery and this repression infects the systems, infects the target countries, and then basically gives the CCP over a length of time maneuvers of control and leverage. You see it very clearly in places like Solomons, where suddenly Coast Guard can't land, Vanuatu Coast Guard couldn't land. So all these things start to happen. They're just below the radar. I don't like the term gray zone. I prefer the Philippines term of ICAD, illegal, coercive, aggressive, and deceptive, to describe what's going on. But basically, it's not just offshore. It is getting right into the mechanisms of state and using bribery and repression to distort the society and make it very difficult for others to operate there, and for local, honest people to be able to fight for their own sovereignty.
Sign up for free and be part of the movement.
It isn't just an app. It isn't just a social media platform. It's a community.
Download Get It right now.